Hey guys, welcome to Mad Dad Stuff. This week I'm on a boat, taking a rest from projects and having a nice weekend away at sea on the south coast. This week there's no project. I'm going to be celebrating my year anniversary, which is this week. Yay! And also my 500 subscriber milestone. So yeah, just about 500 subscribers. I think at this point in time 509. So we're doing a little retrospective of the year, and then we'll do a little bit of a giveaway at the end. So if you like the sound of that, while this intro is on, drop me a like and subscribe to my channel. Right, because I need to steer the boat, pop back over to me in my shed and we'll get started. So here we are back in the shed. Yep, so as I mentioned, it is my 1 year anniversary on YouTube. So today I'm not doing a project, I'm just going to be having a chat with you. So while we're having a chat, I'm going to open a beer if you don't mind. And today I've got a Beavertown Heavy Gravity. So I'll get that open, then we'll go through some stuff. So I thought what I'd do, as my 1 year anniversary and I'm not doing a project, I would just run through a bit of a retrospective, why I started on YouTube, what I was hoping to get out of it, run through some stats, maybe people are interested in that, talk about my camera gear, and then we'll run a bit of a competition where you can win one of these sweet bits of merch that have been produced by my mate. We'll talk about that later. Because last time I gave away some chopping boards, or a chopping board, this time I haven't made anything, but I have got some sweet merch, so talk about that. So let's get into it. So looking back this time last year, I think we were just coming out of or just going into another lockdown. I spent the first lockdown being miserable, not being able to do much, not being very motivated to do DIY, the things I enjoyed, getting out in the shed, getting out in the garden, that sort of thing. So around about October, I thought, you know, why not start YouTube? I'd had a chat with one of my friends in the office and felt like a good idea, so I went for it. I posted my first 2 videos together. One was an intro and one was me laying some patio whilst smoking some pork. And the idea of my YouTube channel was going to be that I was going to be the DIY barbecuer, effectively, where I was going to put something on my smoker that would take 10 hours to cook, and then during that time I would do some DIY. But what I found after I'd done that up until Christmas is actually that's really difficult to maintain, especially when it's dark, it's raining, and if you're trying to do a video a week like I was, actually not sustainable. So I split the videos down into barbecue and DIY / making stuff after Christmas and went from there. I didn't do as many barbecues this year that I filmed. I did do a lot of barbecues because I bloody love a barbecue, but none that or not many that I filmed and put on YouTube. So that was reasons why I started it. Didn't really have any expectations, it was just a way of getting me motivated. I thought that if I was sort of telling people that I was doing a YouTube channel, get a bit more, you know, I'd feel obliged to do stuff which would get me motivation up. Well, it did, it kind of worked for me, and I've achieved quite a lot over this year. Well, I think I have anyway. So yeah, it's been an interesting experience for me to learn about YouTube and about how to upload videos into YouTube and what it's all about. So yeah, really enjoyed that. Just some quick stats then over my year. I've written them down because I'm not going to remember them all otherwise. So this year I've done 54 videos, including this one. I've got 512 subs as of today. I think I said in the intro I had 509, so cheers to those other 3 keeping the numbers up. At Christmas or at New Year, when I changed my format effectively, I only had 37. I wasn't really sure if I would break the 100, but I broke the 100 I think around about March time. That was just after my most viewed video with 24,690 views, which was my rendering video where I rendered some planters outside. That's going strong. Who'd have thought me using Tarmac one coat render to render some planters would be so popular, but I think I'd lucked in. There weren't many other videos on YouTube doing the same thing, or not at least with that product. So yeah, good news for me. My least viewed video has only got 29 views, and that is where I made some crib boards. I did a really bad job of those, so not surprised no one's watching them, and I smoked some chicken wings. And those chicken wings were absolutely fantastic. So yin and yang in that video. I might do the crib board again at some point in the future. Now I've made all my mistakes so I can learn from them. Overall, I think my channel has got 52,222 views, and that's equated to 3,800 hours of watch time, so which I was really surprised about. That is a significant amount of time that people have put to watching me do things on YouTube, and yeah, that is phenomenal for me to think about it. The average watch time on my video is only 4 minutes 20 according to Google Analytics or the YouTube Analytics. So not everyone's watching all of my videos. I can completely understand, because a lot of the times I'm waffling. I guess if you only want to watch one part of it, or you're after one thing, then or if you think what I'm doing is rubbish, then of course you're not going to watch it. So not sure whether that's good or bad. Also had 14 barbecues, mentioned barbecues earlier. I did 4 tool reviews, I plastered 5 walls, and overall, which was why I started it, was that I wanted to renovate my garden, and I've managed to achieve that. And I've gone from something which was looking pretty run down, unloved, to something now which I'm quite proud of. I've done the fence, I've got new furniture, redid the patio. I should have laid it again, but just did the joins, and I rendered my planters. So yeah, really pleased with the way the garden's turned out this year, and that's all thanks to the motivation provided by doing videos on YouTube. For those of you wondering what my square foot garden turned out like, I got quite a good yield off of it. I ended up with a lot of beetroot, a lot of onions, a few peppers off my pepper plants. My lettuce came in again. I think I've still got some in there now, just sort of follow-ons. So yeah, turned out really well. Got quite a good yield off it, and everything was delicious. So yeah, growing your own works. I should have done a follow-up video, but as the weeks went by, I've just eaten at the garden, completely forgot. But all turned out well. So I thought I'd quickly talk about the camera gear and the editing software that I use to create these videos. When I first started back October last year, I was just doing it on my phone. I think my first few videos were in portrait, so with the videos you had like 2 black strips. Didn't really know what I was doing. I just thought I'd film a video and it would all be fine. Second video I think had a mixture of landscape and portrait, and lots of the feedback I got back was around sound, lighting and camera orientation. I think it's fine to do YouTube videos on your camera. Some really good cameras on camera phones. Do remember to put it landscape though, so that it fills up the whole screen. And also I think if you're going to be doing it on your phone, most people do it inside in a sort of vlog, so I think if you were like selfieing or filming yourself, it's fine because the microphone picks you up. When I've done it out in the garden, a little bit far away means that it doesn't pick it up. So I learned a lot, and that's one of the things I've really enjoyed about being on YouTube, is I have learned a lot about filming, editing, that sort of stuff. So yeah, started on a camera phone, and that was basically my setup. I've then since upgraded to the camera which is filming me right now, and that looks a little bit like this. It sits on my table saw. Probably should put that blade down, but it sits on my table saw, and it is just a Panasonic Handycam. or a Sony Handycam. Sorry, excuse me, Panasonic. I actually bought a Sony one, and I've got that on a tripod. And yeah, so I haven't really upgraded that much. I went from a phone to a Handycam. Shoots in 1080p. Cost me £48 from CEX, the electronics exchange place, so relatively cheap to get off the ground. And I've supplemented that setup with a couple of lights. So I've got a Neewer light, which I use to light me up when I'm in the kitchen, or light up some of my work. I often put it up there, or when what I should be doing right now is have it under the camera so that you can see me a bit better, but I've got it in my hand so I can show you it. And also invested in a little mic, which when I do the narration or the talking over my videos, I plug this into my phone. I think at the moment it's I'm only getting stereo or mono out of my narration, but I'll look to change that in the future. So yeah, really simple setup. I've got 2 or 3 tripods, one cheap Sony Handycam, a really cheap mic off of Amazon, and that is how I film films. So the editing software that I use is called Lightworks. It's a free bit of software. I did a bit of a Google search when I was starting up a year ago about what was the best free editing software. This came up a number of times in the Google searches, so I downloaded it, gave it a shot. Bit of a learning curve, didn't really know what I'm doing. Video editing is difficult if you don't know what you're doing, I guess, like anything. I think back then, I reckon I was spending my first couple of videos maybe around 20 hours per edit. So the process for me was film as much as I can of what I'm doing, or if not everything, spend hours trawling through all that footage, finding the clips that I wanted, cutting the rest out, trying to join it all together, and then adding voiceover. Or I think at the start I wasn't doing voiceover, I was just doing captions on the screens. I evolved to voiceovers later, and that was quite a laborious process for me. If I was doing one a week, I would make something or do something on a Saturday and a Sunday, start editing Sunday night, finish Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, post on a Thursday. So yeah, I reckon that was taking up around 30 hours of my week. Luckily I've got much better at it now, or I think I have anyway, and now I am maybe doing around between 4 and 6 depending on the length of the video, so 4 and 6 hours. So again, doing something on a Saturday, maybe finishing on a Sunday, and then, but the process that I go through now is, instead of filming everything that I do, I've got a picture in my head of what I want the final video to look like, and now I film shorter clips. So if I'm going to show a bit of wood going through a table saw, I film that once and I film 20 seconds of it, that goes in the video. And then I just get on with, especially if it's repeat cuts, no one wants to see loads of that and there's no point me filming it. And then when I go to a next process, I just film enough to explain what's going on, move on to the next one, so I know that I'll just be cutting loads out otherwise. And then that's much easier then for me to manage, so I'll end up with about 40-50 clips per video that I'll then stitch them all together. And then after I've stitched them all together, I do the audio, so I do a bit of voiceover, tweak the levels, and then press publish. So yeah, much quicker for me, which is good, because these days I've got much less time to do a project. Some of the projects I've been doing Monday nights, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, editing Wednesday evening, putting out on a Thursday. So yeah, as lockdown's ended and I've been doing more things in my other time, my other free time, it's become more difficult to keep it up. But I've managed it, I'm here, it's a year, and I managed a video every week, so all is good. So the last thing we're going to do today is do a bit of competition. Don't worry, I'm not taking it all off, just enough so you can see the t-shirts. So I've had this t-shirt made for me, and I've also got one in white as well, which has got the Matt Does Stuff logo on the front and the back. These were made by my friend Ben over at Crafty Fox. I've put a link to his Facebook site down below. If you want any t-shirts or other gear with custom printed prints on, then hit him up on his Facebook site and he'll sort you out. Does a really good t-shirt, really good quality. Yeah, so thanks for doing those, mate. For the competition, you won't be getting these are sized for me, you might be a different size. Either way, these are mine, and I'll get you some printed up to order, basically. So if you want to enter the competition, you want to win a free t-shirt courtesy of me, just drop me a like on this video. Make sure you like the video, make sure you're subscribed, preferably publicly so I can see who you are, and then drop me a comment down below just saying happy anniversary, and then what I'll do is, same as I did before, in a few weeks time I will roll through the comments, or I'll do a random number generator on my phone, count through the comments, and whatever number that is, I'll win a t-shirt, and I'll get in contact with you and we can get some t-shirts printed and sent out to you. Closing date for the competition, let's say, is the 4th of November, and then on the 11th of November I will post a new video explaining who's won. In the meantime, I am actually going to take a break for a couple of weeks. I've had a lot on the last couple of weeks. Need to get some things sorted, have a think about what projects I'm going to do going forward, so I'm going to have a couple of weeks off. So I'll see you back on the 11th of November where I'll announce the winner and I'll tell you about what's coming up next. So that's it for this week. No beers for me, quite a lot when we were short last night. Thanks again for your support. I will be back in a couple of weeks. I'll have a couple of weeks off, so it is week by week. But I will be coming back with a plan for year 2. Remember, if you want to get involved in the merch, drop me a comment, like the video, and we'll announce the winner on return. But for now, you stay safe.